Welcome to the channel. Glad you clicked on the video. Today we're not going to be reviewing a new power station or talking about solar panels. Today I figured we just talk a little bit, give some info. Uh, a lot of commonly asked questions from viewers and subscribers is a lot of the same questions over and over. And I love the questions, love the comments, love the emails. But I figured I'd make a video. That way you can just go to the video and maybe it will help you, keep you from taking the time to comment and message. Again, I love it. I really appreciate it. If you got anything to ask or add, hey, just get a hold of me. I'll help you all I can. But I just figured this will help people. It's just strolling, through YouTube world. They can click on it and find out a few things. Maybe it'll help you. I do the same thing. I'm still learning off of people on YouTube, you know. So I just figured we'd address that. Like I said, commonly asked questions, everyday stuff. And stick around towards the end of the video. I've got a list of every power station I have, basically like 1,000 watt, 1,500 watt and up, running my double door refrigerator. I'm going to give you the amount of time from 100% battery till it shuts off at zero, how long it run it, because that way if you're looking at one of the models and brands that I have, at least you'll know how long it will run my old 30-year inefficient double door refrigerator. And if you've got something 10 years or newer, it'll definitely do better time for your refrigerator. Because like I said, this thing is old and inefficient. So I'm just saying, if I tell you something done this for 12 hours, guarantee you it'll do 15 or more for yours, or 16. So just hang around. We're going to go over the list. Like I said, I've got 34, 35 power stations, somewhere through there. And we'll read that off. That way it'll help you if you're shopping to what brands, what models you might look at. And at the very end of the video, I've got a few tips and tricks for you for a power outage. And I'm not talking about getting a battery and hooking up to a power station. Just a few little things to help you stretch out your battery that, when you're really down to the crunch, you can stretch it out and not waste any power, because you're going to need it in a power outage. So let's get to the questions. And my first question that I usually hear is, what size of power station do I need to get to run a refrigerator, or a refrigerator and chest freezer, my TV, a heater, just different things? And the best way that I can tell you to find this out for yourself and to be precise, instead of me guessing, not knowing what you have, purchase you a watt meter. You can get these at Lowe's, a hardware store, Home Depot, but you can get them on Amazon or eBay a whole lot cheaper. I'm talking $15 to $20, sometimes cheaper. But this records your watts, volts, amps, all that. But the watts is what you're wanting to record. And all you have to do, for instance, a refrigerator, plug the refrigerator in the front right here, plug the back into your wall outlet, do that for 24 hours. It's going to record the watts that your refrigerator uses. That way you can write that down for 24 hours. Let's say you use your coffee pot or Keurig coffee, the little K-cups, whichever. If you make 4 cups or you make 2 pots in one day, hook this up. It'll record how many times you used it, or, the wattage. And then base it on a regular basis. If you just make 2 pots of coffee in a day, that's all it's going to be on there. Add that in with your refrigerator watts. And then anything else, like a radio, if you've got a CPAP, just whatever else, a little induction stove, whatever you're going to use during 24 hours of a power outage. Add up all your watts for that 24 hours. Then let's just say it says you used 1,500 watts. Well, right here is a 1,500 watt power station. Right here is a 1330 power station. So what I would say is, if it's coming out to about 1,500 watts, instead of you looking at right at a 1,500 watt power station, give yourself a little bit of room. Look at a 2,000 watt or a 2,400 watt. Go to that next little step, a little bit larger power station. That way it gives you a little bit of wiggle room, because you're always going to have something that's unexpected in a power outage that you need to plug up for a little bit. So just keep that in mind. I would go just a little bit further than what my watt meter tells me I need. So we got that out of the way. See here. Should you get a brand name or should you look at the budget power stations? And the truth, as far as my opinion, I'll say that my opinion, the brand names, Blue Eddy, Echo Flow, Anker, the top dogs in it, there's nothing wrong with them. They make quality stuff. They really do. The only thing I've got against that is, and I'll just say it, Blue Eddy's customer service, half the time they don't even reach back out to you. If they do, it's anywhere from a week to 2 weeks. And, I've just heard different stuff on big name brands, just like Echo Flow. When you do call their customer service, and believe me, I'm not bashing on any kind of ethnic group or nothing, but their phone calls, their customer support is in India. So you're talking to Indians, nothing against them. But you might get one that talks great English. But then again, you might get one that can barely squeak by on English, and then you don't understand. And to me, that's not good customer service. I want to talk to somebody who understands me. I want to understand them, and I want to get a reply back soon. I don't want to wait a week or two. And that's the only thing bad I've got against the larger brands, the more popular brands. And when you talk about budget power stations, to me, a budget is when you get on Amazon and you see these names and power stations that you've never heard of, at all. To me, that is a budget power station. Now, people call Pecron, Opes, Alcatel, they call them a budget power station company. To me personally, I'll just say it, Pecron and Oops, however you want to pronounce it, they are not budget. I don't think so. Because I'll tell you, their customer service and warranty is A+. I've heard a few tales on Pecron, but again, I just heard them. But I've heard a lot of great stuff on their customer service too. Opes, I can testify they've got second to none customer service, and their warranty is A+. And to me, when you purchase a power station, and I've said this before, and I know a lot of you thinking, oh, he's going to repeat it. You're not just buying a power station. What you're buying is customer support and warranty. If you can't reach out to a company and they will not get back to you, you're not nowhere near that warranty part, because you're going to have to go through the customer service in order to get that warranty, to get them to send you a printable return slip to send your power station back to them for repairs or whatever. Customer service is the first person you're going to have to talk to. And if they do not have no good customer service, you're screwed. And I'll just simply tell you that. I'm going through a big argument with a power station company right now. We're going back and forth, and I'm getting fed up with them. I don't want to get into it, but I'm just telling you, really pick your power station on the support you get and the warranty, because later down the road, you're going to need it, because anything man-made is going to break sometime or another. So that's all I got to say on that. Pick them wisely. But again, Opes, Pecron, I think is one of your two best on the market power stations to buy. I'll be honest with you. And I'm a big Blue Eddy fan. As far as customer support and warranty and all, Pecron and Opes has got them beat big time. So get that out of the way. And let's see, number 3, it depends too if you're like an RV or a camper, or you're at home, or maybe your job, you have your own workplace there, your own company. Are you looking for AC use, or are you looking for DC use, the ports? Because a lot of RVers and campers, they like the USB ports, the lighter ports for their little chest freezers, coolers, barrel ports, the 5521, and DC, it doesn't use your battery up like AC does. So again, if you're a camper RVer, and if just you are looking at the DC more than AC, shop around, find what suits you. Don't just grab something because it's got a few ports and a few AC hookups. really look at them, because if you're going to use more DC, use it. You know, that's what you want to buy. Maybe get 1 or 2 AC receptacles, but you want multiple USB-A, USB-C, barrel ports, lighter port. But then again, if you're someone like me at home, I like the AC, the receptacles, because I like to run my refrigerators, freezers, you know, induction stoves, TV, stuff like that. So you really need to look at what you're wanting, because a lot of power stations, as far as AC, they're getting down now. A lot of them are just offering 2 AC outlets, 3, but I like about 6, at least 5, you know. So you need to just look into that before you purchase, and make sure what they got suits you for your needs, not just because it looks cool. And a lot of them has got the wireless phone charger on top right here. That's great if that's what you like. I have no need for it. And whether, you know, you think it or not, you're paying for that. So, you know, you just need to look at that. I just assume plug up my USB-A or USB-C and be done with it, you know, charge my phone up that way. But anything you get on a power station, you are paying for it, whether you know it or not. So just look at that. And let's see here. If you're going to buy a power station, 100%, you want UPS, uninterrupted power supply, and pass-through charging. UPS is when you can take a power station, set it next to your counter, plug this up to the wall, then you take your refrigerator and plug it up to your power station. And your grid power, your home electricity, is going through your power station and running your refrigerator. The power station is not running the refrigerator. But if the power goes off, let's say a storm or something, a blackout, then this thing will click over. It will run your refrigerator with like 20 milliseconds or less. It will run your refrigerator, and then until the power is restored, it'll keep running it. When the power is restored, it'll click back over, and your home will run that refrigerator again, plus power this back up to 100%. So that's just something to look at. If it don't have UPS, I wouldn't fool with it. I'll be honest with you. And pass-through charging is when you can use your power station, whether it's AC or DC, while you're charging it. When I'm talking about charging it from the wall outlet, or charging it from solar, or even from your lighter port in your vehicle as you're traveling. But you want to be able to use it while you're charging it. If it ain't got pass-through charging or UPS, I just stay away from it, hands down, just being honest with you. And another little trick I'm going to tell you is daisy chaining. A lot of people go out and pay big money for an expandable battery. If you can't afford an expandable battery and you've got 2, maybe 3 power stations, what you can do is like take this one, plug it up to the wall, then take you another power station, plug it up to this, and you can just go on, and then plug your refrigerator up to that last one. And what you're doing, it's UPS in a daisy chain. This first one will run it in a blackout until it goes dead. Then the second one that you plugged up, it'll take over. And then when it goes dead, the third one will take over, or however many you want to hook up there. You know, it's called daisy chaining. And more or less, it's an expandable battery, but you're just plugging it up and using it as UPS. Long as they have UPS, you can do this. And you can put in 5 or 6 power stations, you know, as many as you want. But it's just something, you know, if you know you're going to be gone for quite a few days, maybe there's some storms coming and you really don't know if the power's going to go out, I could take this one, plug it up to the wall, plug this one up to this one, then plug the fridge up to this one. This one will run it when the power's off. When it dies, this one will kick on. You know, you see what I'm saying? So I just want to throw that out there. Just, you know, another question people ask a lot. See here, your AC brick, external or internal? And what I'm talking about, a lot of your older power stations, most of them come with a power brick. And what that does, it takes the AC outlet electricity into here, converts it into DC, then it charges your power station. Now, the newer models, they have put this inside of the power stations. Most companies are doing that now, but there still are a lot of power stations out there that still take a brick right here. Pecron, some of their units still use a brick. Great power stations, don't get me wrong, but some of them do still take a brick. There's pros and cons to the brick. So I'm not telling you not to buy a power station if it's got one, and I ain't telling you to buy it if it's inside. You know, it's totally up to you. But the good thing about a power brick is one day when this thing dies, burns up, whatever, quits working, I can just get on Amazon or eBay or contact the company and buy this definitely for $100 or less. This one here, exact one, I have seen it online for like 34, 40 bucks. So I can replace that, have it mailed to my home. I'm back in business. If the power stations with the bricks made inside of them, as long as you got warranty, hey, you just send it back. They'll fix that, replace it or whatever, send you your power station back. But if your warranty is up, and that is the problem, you're going to have to pay to ship this to the facility, the company, going to have to pay for the repairs, and then going to have to pay to have it shipped back. And most power stations, because of the LiFePO4 batteries, lithium ion batteries, usually they cost you roughly $100 to ship and $100 to ship back. So you can imagine the bill you would get. Again, a lot of your power stations now automatically make them inside. I'm just trying to let you know, if you see one you like and it has a brick, it don't mean, you know, don't get it. If it was a name I've never heard of and it's a cheap little thing, I would stay away from it. But again, there's some pros to these, believe it or not. Yeah, it sucks keeping up with them. When you're going to go somewhere, you got to grab your power station, got to grab your brick and all that. But you know, if you're at home and all that, these bricks don't bother me at all, because I know when they go out, I can just buy another one. I ain't got to ship nothing off. So I just wanted to throw that out at you. And if it's made inside, they just send you an AC cord. You just plug it up to the wall and it charges. So I just want to throw that out there. See here, your solar watt input. A lot of people that's newbies really do mess this up a lot, and I hate it, because you end up frying your power station. Every power station, their solar input, they have a certain amount of voltage that it's allowed. For this one, it is 60 volts. That's the most it will accept from solar, 60 volts. Or your amps, and usually it's like 10 or 12 amps. I believe this one's 12. But your solar array, it depends how many panels you connect all in one to power, to charge up your power station. And a lot of them, you better pay attention, because if, like on this one, if you exceed that 60 volts, you will fry the MPPT controller in this that monitors the solar and the voltage coming into here and regulates it. If it's above 60, it will fry this. Then I will never be able to accept solar in this again unless I send it off and get it repaired. So that's something you need to watch. Most of your 100 watt panels usually are a 12 volt to 24 volt, but you just need to add up your VOC. It's on the back of your panel. It's a sticker. Look for VOC. Look at what the voltage is, and then however many panels you're wanting to use, multiply that number, and it'll come up, let's just say like the either like 68 or 69, which is too much for this 60 volt. So I want to get below the 60, whether it's in the 40s or the 50s. You know, long as you're at 60 or below, you're good, but do not exceed it or you're going to screw up your machine. So I'll just tell you that right there. So learn about that. And another thing, volts times amps equals watts. Always remember that when you're looking at your power stations, it always shows you the amps and the volts. Multiply them two numbers, it'll give you the watts that it can accept and not exceed that number. So we got that out of the way. Efficiency. When you have a power station, watch your YouTube channels, look at reviews online, because these companies, they will absolutely lie to you trying to sell it to you on efficiency. I ain't going to lie. But it's like the Pecron E2000. I think I hit a 88% out of 100, which is very good. The new Opes Exodus 24 that I just reviewed, it hit 88%. And honestly, that is great. Nowadays, 80% or up is really good. When I first got into this 2.5 years ago, something like that, really about 75 was good. You know, if you could hit 75%, that was passing. Now the passing grade is really about 80. And like I said, the new Opes 2400 Exodus, it's 88%. Great. The Pecron E2000, I think it's either 87 or 88%. Done great. Make sure that it has good efficiency, because in every power station, when you turn this on and you're using, let's say, the AC, you know, to run your refrigerator or computer or whatever, it has to use some of your battery to run the inverter, run the screen, the lights, the little beeps when you hit it, just the thinking, the brains of it. It's using some of the battery just to maintain itself. And that's what the efficiency is. Like I said, 88%. So the rest of that, it's running itself out of a whole full battery. So you don't want to buy something that has low efficiency, because really you're not getting your money's worth. It ain't going to last as long from 100% to zero. Get something that people really speak good about, that has good efficiency, which means you can stretch out that battery and get quite a few hours out of it running something. So just something to remember. And let's see here. When you buy a power station, are you looking for a power station, just one, and then that's it? You're not going to buy another one. This is all the power you need for a backup just to run one refrigerator, and you're just dead set on it. That's all you want. Make sure, because later, if you would like to get more power to run, let's say, another refrigerator or a TV and stuff, think about it. Buy something maybe that you can put expandable batteries connected onto. You know, do I want to buy this one that doesn't have expandable battery hookup, or would I rather buy one that I can hook up an expandable battery later? And you know, if you really don't know and you happen to think about it, go for one that you can add expandable batteries. You won't regret it, because once you buy one that will not accept an expandable battery, you're stuck with it. So that's just another thing to remember. Let's see here, your watt hours, continuous output, and your surge. When you're buying a power station, you're on Amazon or eBay or the websites, what you really need to look at is three things. Uh, Watt hours, which is your gas tank, of how much it will go, how much the tank is of energy, your watt hours, your continuous watt output, which is your AC. I keep pointing down here. I'm used to them being here. This one's on this side. But yeah, your right there, your receptacles, AC receptacles. Your output watt continuous. That's the most it can put out at the very max, whether you're using one AC outlet or all three or all six. You know, the E2000, it puts out 2,000 watts continuously, whether I got one thing plugged in or six things plugged in. But that's the max. Anything over that, it's going to kind of kick a breaker and kick itself off. And you'll have to turn it off and reset it. So again, watt hours is your gas tank. The continuous output is your watts max that it can put out at one time. Then you have your peak power, surge power, and that is like a air compressor, a refrigerator, freezer. They need a lot of juice for 2 or 3 seconds to just wind that motor up and get it going. Then it'll calm back down and not use as much. And just like the new Opes Exodus 2400, it has 4,500 watts surge peak power to ramp that stuff up real quick for 2 or 3 seconds. then it'll calm back down like an air compressor, refrigerator. It'll calm back down to maybe 75 watts, 50 watts, or maybe just bottom out at 0 and just sit there for a while until it kicks back on. But that's your surge peak power. You need to look at that. If you're going to be running the air compressor or refrigerator, make sure you're getting something with the peak surge power that will start it up. A while back, for my son-in-law, I bought a little 700-watt power station. I forget the name of it, but on my refrigerator, it ran great. It started it up. I think it had a surge of maybe like 1,500. It would run great on mine. But on his, he had a really old refrigerator. The surge wouldn't do it, so it wouldn't start it. So it's just something you need to keep in mind. Make sure you know what your surge is. And again, your high wattage and you got low wattage. Your high wattage, that's your surge. You can record that too and find out what your refrigerator requires for that surge peak power. So again, just keep that in mind. Which brands do you recommend? Do I recommend? That's the question I usually get. I'm not a professional. I might like something you don't, but I'm going to give you my opinion. And for myself, I think I want to give out, let's say, 4 or 5. One, I think Opes is a great brand. I do not think you can go wrong with Opes, however you want to say it. I think they're excellent. Again, great customer service and warranty. I think Pecron is right up there with them. Pecron is a great company. I don't think you'd be dissatisfied with them. My brother, I talked him into getting the E2000. He loves it. Dabson, definitely Dabson. I think they are awesome. They have that new technology batteries, LiFePO4, and I forget the name of them, but they're flat, and they literally do last longer, depending on what power station you get. But for apples to apples, they do last longer than most other power stations as far as the battery life, from 100% to 0. I have to say Blue Eddy is a good brand. I hate their customer service, but they do put out quality stuff. I have 4 Blue Eddy AC200Ps, and I'm going to tell you, 2 of them are brand new, or it was, when I bought them. 2 of them I bought used off of eBay, to be honest. And I'm going to tell you, the used ones run just as good as my new ones. They're efficient. I've never had a glitch out of them. They run perfect. So I can't say that they're bad stuff. They just really, really need to upgrade on their customer service. But Blue Eddy is a good company. And I would say Anker. Anker, I believe, is a very quality power station. They got great customer service. Again, they've helped me out. So right there, I'll say that. Anker, Dabson, Pecron, and Opes, I think, are awesome. I don't think you can go wrong with those 4 companies. And yeah, you can call them budget, but again, I ain't going to get into that again, but I don't consider them budget. They've worked great for me. So I'll just say that, and stay away from no names on Amazon. They're fly-by-night companies. If you ain't ever heard of them, or you can't go on YouTube and find you at least 15 videos on it, 20 videos, stay away from it. So if it's a good one, there's going to be plenty of people doing videos on. So let's see here. That's it for that. So I tell you what we'll do. We're going to go over my list of power stations and the run time on my double door refrigerator. And then I'm just going to show you a few quick tips that will help you in a power outage. So we're going to start off, and I'm going to tell you right now, I lost my first list, or my wife lost it cleaning, one of the two, because I cannot find it, and I've always had it put up. But I redone it. I've been doing it day after day after day, running one, doing my refrigerator, getting the times again, writing them down. The only one I like, and I'm sorry, is my Anker 767 and my Alcatel P5000. The only 2 I ain't got yet, so I apologize for that. So remember, in here, the Anker definitely is a good one. I just don't want to lie to you. I forget the time. So just remember, you can't go wrong with Anker, I promise. So we're going to start at the least, and I will throw out, if you're just looking to get into power stations and you don't own any, and you ain't or aren't, I'm country, and you aren't wanting to buy something that's going to cost you a lot of money, and you're just wanting to get your toes wet and check them out, I'm going to tell you, hands down, don't make a mistake. The first one I would buy would be the Pecron E600. I'm dead serious. You know, unless you're just wanting to jump to a bigger one, which I don't blame you. But if you're just wanting to spend a little bit of money and save money, you cannot go wrong with the Pecron E600. It's got a handle. You got the wireless phone charger. And I'll just read it off to you right here. It's a 614 watt hour, 1200 watt continuous output. It'll put out 1200 watts continuous no matter how much you put in or plug up to it, you know, before it kicks off, you know, the breaker kicks. And it has a 2400 watt surge peak power. So it can ramp up stuff up to 2400 watts. It has 2 solar connectors, 12 volt to 18 volt on the first one. And that'll take a 100 watt power solar panel. And your second one is a 32 volt to a 95 volt, and that'll take up to 400 watts. This thing on Amazon right now is $329. If you go on Pecron's website, and I do have links in the video description, it'll give you a discount on any Pecron or Oaks, Fossibot, All Powers, and Avery. So just remember that if you are looking. It'll help the channel, trust me. But you can't go wrong with this. They're affordable, and this thing here is powerful for its size. I'm flat telling you. For $329, it run my double door 30-year-old refrigerator right here for 6 hours and 27 minutes. So if you have something newer, it'll do even better. So I'm just trying to tell you newbies who don't own nothing, if you just want to try something out and get your toes wet, the Pecron E600. If I can get these on. The next one is the Vitamin 1000. It run my double door refrigerator for 7 hours and 20 minutes. My Oaks Mega 1, which I have 2 of them, 8 hours. I put 8 hours flat. It was like 8 hours and 3 minutes, 4 minutes, just a hair over 8 hours. The All Powers S2000, and it has lithium ion batteries, not the LiFePO 4. It ran the refrigerator for 9 hours and 30 minutes. The Oaks Exodus 1200, it ran my refrigerator for 10 hours and 30 minutes. I'm telling you, them Oakses, I'm telling you, they are good quality power stations. They really are. The All Powers R1500, it ran my double door refrigerator for 11 hours and 41 minutes. And now this is from 100% till 0 till it kicks itself off. My Dr. Prince, it ran for 12 hours and 30 minutes. Pecron E1500, which they are on sale right now, 12 hours and 30 minutes. The Marxon 1500, which the company will rip you off. Do not buy a Marxon. I'm flat telling you, they screwed me over and my buddy. We bought off Amazon. They send out broken or pre-refurbished power stations. A few videos back, check it out. I got 2 videos on it. They literally sent broken, not just to me, to my buddy in Florida. They sent him one too. They were ripping people off. Luckily, I got refunded on both of them. I ordered 2. I took the screen out of the one broken one, put it in this one, and so far this one's working perfect. But I don't recommend buying a Marxon of any brand. But this ran it for 13 hours, which really was pretty good for a 1500 unit used. The Dapson 1300 here, 14 hours. Now I'm going to tell you, that's good. This is only a 1330 watt hour. These things are awesome. I'm flat telling you, they're worth looking at. And I'll give you a little tip. If you go to their website, even on Amazon, this one right here is $8.99 today. I looked at it. But they have some kind of deal with eBay. You can get this one, the 1330, and you can get the expandable battery, the 1700, and the connection cord for $6.99. I don't know how they're doing it, but they're on there. And I know you're probably thinking, well, they're refurbished or there's something wrong with them. My buddy down in Florida, we talk a lot about solar power stations. He bought that off of eBay, both units for $6.99. They work perfect. Not a scratch on them, brand new. So it's a real deal. Check it out. Just wanted to pass along a little savings to you if you're looking at one. Might as well pay the $6.99 and get the expandable battery and this instead of paying $8.99 on Amazon just for this one. The Ampora 1500. I just bought that a few weeks ago. They work great, I'm not going to lie. It ran the double door refrigerator for 14 hours and 9 minutes. The Opes Exodus 1500, 14 hours and 30 minutes. Now this is a 1500. This is a 1330. Like I said, in Opes is supposed to be a budget. Ran it for 1430. The Marxon done it for 13 hours. And the Dabson done it for 14 hours. So, I mean, I'm flat telling you, Opes is a good power station. I don't care what anybody says. I can prove it. I've got videos. So, yeah, the Exodus 1500, 14 hours and 30 minutes. My Alcatel P2001, which is a 2000 watt unit, 14 hours and 43 minutes. The Blue Eddy AC200P, 15 hours and 38 minutes. My Pongo, which is just like my Alcatel P2001 and the Dr. Prince, it ran it for 16 hours. There's like 2 volts difference of the input and the way it runs. I can't explain it, but that much difference from 2.5, 3 hours. But yeah, the Pongo run it for 16 hours long. The Jackery Explorer 2000 V2 version 2, 18 hours and 40 minutes, which was excellent. Enor F2000, 19 hours. I think that is great. I mean, it's just a 2200 watt unit. The new Opes Exodus 2400 that I just reviewed and I have discounts for in the description, 20 hours and 22 minutes. And the Pecron E2000, which I highly recommend to anybody, 21 hours on the double door refrigerator. That is great. My Fossibot 3600, which is a larger unit, 60 hours. And again, like I said, my Alcatel P5000, I ain't done it again. I lost my sheet, but it wasn't far behind the Opes Mega 5. But the Opes Mega 5 is the best I've got, 65 hours. And we're going to call it like 2 or 3 minutes. It was just a hair over 65 hours. So people right there, if you're looking at any of them, you see, well, I told you what it run my double door refrigerator on. So if you've got something, like I said, roughly 10 years or newer, it's going to do a whole lot better on the time than what it done on mine. So that way you got a real world of expectations of what it'll run on your refrigerator or a freezer, something like that. So now I'm going to give you a few little tips just to help you through a blackout, or just little tips and pros, just help you along. See right here. When you're using a power station during a blackout, no power, now you can hook up your lamp that has a 60 or 70 watt hour bulb. So that actually means it's using 60 or 70 watts per hour that it's burning. You can get these little LED USB port light bulbs off of Amazon, eBay. I put the links, everything I'm mentioning, I've tried to put every one of them down in the links in the description from either eBay or Amazon. But these right here, they cost anywhere from $2.75 to $3. They are nothing. They're LED. They'll last a long, long time. And again, it's USB-A port. These here actually have an on and off switch. All of them don't come with that. Some of them you just plug in and they come on. They got a little hook. You can hang it from your overhead light in your living room or dining room or bathroom. But these use 5 watts per hour. I've got videos on these. You can hang them like right here on my chandelier in my dining room. It would light up in here. You can read a book under them. They are bright, and I'll show you just in a second, but that is a must-have. It'll save the battery life in your battery during a blackout. Instead of using 70 watts per hour, you're going to use 5 watts per hour, and you're getting light. It's a blackout. You know, it ain't as bright as your 70 watt, but it's bright enough you can see very good and read a book. I've shown this, and again in the description, a little battery bank. You know, people use these to charge their cell phones up with. It's got USB-A and USB-C. It's got solar for charging. It's got 2 lights for flashlight. It's got your little crappy compass that probably don't really work, but you know, who cares? But these are, I got this for $9.99. And I looked today, they went up to $14 and some change on Amazon. Excuse me, my throat's getting dry. But very well worth it, even for the $14 and something. And like I said, let me show you real quick. Take that USB. There you go. I mean, you just hang that up. It puts out plenty of light. So very well worth getting both of these, actually, because you plug this up to the power station, you've got light. But when your kid wants to run to the restroom or maybe go to bed and needs a light, he's scared, you can just plug this up, let him take it in there with him or her. They've got a light hanging up above their bed. However, really worth getting. I mean, right here, you're looking at basically $18 on the prices I found. You might be able to find them cheaper, but you know, under 20 bucks. So just something to look at. Another option is get you a rechargeable lantern. You know, I just got a while back a set of 4 newer ones. I need to make a video on them. I keep forgetting. They're awesome. They're smaller than this, built better, and they last a long time. But yeah, get you a rechargeable lantern. Already, if you know the weather's going to turn bad, the news is giving you warnings, there's possible blackouts or whatever, go ahead and charge these up. That way, you don't have to use the battery life out of your power station, and you can use these till they go dead, then take them and charge them off of your power bank. So that's another thing. Right here, get you something like this, the little Anderson ends to MC4, if you can see that. I'm just showing you that for reference. Right here is an extension cord, Anderson, you know, that way if you need to reach over across the room and run another power station or hook up a solar panel. And the reason I showed you them is because, and I've showed these before, these little ends right here, instead of paying for long cords like this or like this, you can just save a whole lot of money and buy these little adapters, like little splicers. They're Anderson on one end, and then right there, XT90. This one here, XT90 to a XT60. Anderson to XT60. So I don't have to spend $15, $20, $30 on a 6-foot cord with the MC4 connectors and the Anderson and all that. I can just buy a handful of these. They're usually around $6 to $10. $10 would be a lot of money. $6, $7, $8 usually is what these are per, you know, one. So, and I usually try to find them where you can get 2 for like 10 bucks or 12 bucks, something like that. But that's just something to keep in mind right there. It'll help you and save you a little bit of money. Very important. Another video, if you look forward on my channel, fire blankets. If you're going to own a power station, lithium batteries, LiFePO 4 batteries, this is a must-have. Keep them near your power stations. I've got 2 of these. I keep them right with my power stations. If these should catch on fire, especially the lithium ion, and it don't even have to be a power station. It could be my rechargeable batteries in my sweeper, my cell phone, anything like that, flashlights. These things here are about the only thing you're going to put out a lithium battery with. You ain't going to put it out with water. You ain't got a big sand bucket sitting in your house. So get these. I left a link. You can get 2 of these for $9.99, or you can get 4 for $19.99. Well worth it. You just grab the strap, pull it, it opens up, and the blanket comes out, and they're reusable. So check that out. Right here, this is something I think everybody should have. This right here is an electric water kettle. When your power is out, you're not using your electric stove. You know, you need hot water, let's say for the kids, for the instant oatmeal, cream of wheat, instant coffee, you know, just whatever. You need hot water. This right here, I left it in the link. I'm wanting to say it's like $14, $15. I bought the cheapest one I could find, and this is it. But they got better ones. But this thing here is a little over 7 cups. And when I plug it up to a power station, it literally takes 6 minutes, give or take just a few seconds, 6 minutes to a complete boil till it kicks itself off and lets you know, hey, the hot water is ready. And like I said, right there, you got hot water for whatever you need during a blackout. You don't have to go without hot water. So keep that in mind, and that is in the descriptions. Move some of this out of the way. And now here, and I'm going to take you in the bedroom here in just a second. We'll end the video. I've talked about this once or twice on my channel. When you've got different solar arrays coming into your home to power your power stations, I have a total of 5. 3 of them are on the same building, and they're the exact same 700 watts, 3 of them. So I can literally charge 5 power stations at the same time. 3 of them are 700 watts each. 1 of them is a 600 watt, and the other one is a 420 watt. And like I've told you earlier, if you take like my 700 watt, and I forget I don't know if I wrote it down or not, but I'll show you in here. Let me look. I did. My building with the 3 arrays, 700 watts, is 152.74 volts. So if I was to stick that into my Dabson, it would frat, just completely frat. My yellow 600 watt coming in, it's 65.7 volt, 60 volt. It would frat. But my 420 watt solar array is 39.66 volt, under 60. So this I use my green on. And what I do is each power station, not this one because I can't stand that one, they screwed me. If you can see the green sticker on here, I sticker my power stations either green, yellow, or blue, or if they can take multiple, I put multiple colors on there. I buy these little stickers at Walmart, you know, Dollar Tree, wherever you can get them. It ain't got to be just like this, but you want to stick with your colors. My 420 watt is my green array, so I've got a green sticker. My I'll show you when we go in here. It's like this one. It's green. That's my 420 watt. My MC4 cord coming into my bedroom, I take a electrical tape. These are 6 different colors. Get them at Harbor Freight. I paid $3.99 for this. So I don't know about where you live, what the price is, but mine was $3.99 for 6 colors, a whole pack. My 420 watt, I take the electrical green and I wrap it around my MC4 cord. That way I can see that color when I grab it. And I don't mistakenly grab my blue and stick into here. That's what the color coding is for. And I also, and I left a link for these are wire cable tags. They're zip ties. You can just tear one off, whatever color you need. And for like my 700 watt, it's blue. I tear one off, I zip tie it around that cable, and they come with little white stickers like these, and you put them right here, and I write my voltage and I write my watts down on it for that array. That way I always can just go to it and look. I ain't got to guess. So why don't we go in here and I'll just show you what I'm talking about, and we'll end the video. But I do appreciate you stopping by. So hang on, let's walk in the bedroom. Right here is that Ampora I was telling you about. Done a video on it. And right here is the Opes Exodus 1200. It's running my light right there, so you can see I keep my curtains and blinds closed because I got all my power stations in front of there and it stays dark. Here's some other little power stations I have. That's the All Powers S2000 lithium ion batteries. It runs good, but I wish it was LiFePO 4. And over here is my Pecron E2000 with the 2 expandable EB3000 batteries. That's a little over 8 kilowatts right there alone. But, you know, you can see the different ones I have. My Oops Mega 5 is tucked in behind the Fossibot. The Alcatel P5000 is tucked in behind the Vitamin and the Anker right there. But yes, these are my power stations. This right here is that brand new Opes Exodus 2400, a beast. Again, $749 while it's on sale. Discount codes are in the description. Don't let this pass you by. I'm dead serious. This is a monster. 2,232 watt hours, 2,400 watt continuous output, and a 4,500 watt surge peak power. This thing is a monster. I love it. So check it out. Comes with all accessories, your cables. But again, getting back to this, as you can see, I've got my little green sticker on my Alcatel. That is for my 420 watt array. On my Blue Eddy, it can accept, I forget, it's like 100 and, I forget exactly, it's way up there, 190 some volts, I believe, don't hold me to that, but it can accept any of my arrays, so I stickered all 3 of them on there because it can take any of them. But the blue is the 700 watt. And again, right there, there's my Mega 1. It can take the yellow or the green. Come over to here, and the Pecron's yellow or green array. And now right here is my 600 watt MC4 cable coming in. I've got one of these little handy ends right here. I got 2 of them actually. You even got a lighter port on that one. But your Anderson, you know, different barrel ports, XT60. But anyway, you come here and you see that I have my 600 watt yellow electrical tape wrapped around that cord to let me know only to plug it into a yellow power station. And then let me reach down here. This cord comes over here. Right there is them zip ties. And there's the little stickers I put on them. 600 watt, 65.7 volts. Sorry, my camera's getting out of focus right there. But that way, like I said, when I go to stick it in something, I can just look at them stickers and I know that I'm not screwing it up. I don't have to second guess myself. I already know right there. And just like right here, here's my 420 watt one, 39.66 volts, green tag zip ties, 420 watts. My volts, you come up here, it's actually charging my Alcatel, green sticker. Look right here, my green tape. The sun's going down. I'm only bringing in 11 watts. It's really a waste, but while we're doing the video, I'm going to leave it alone. But yeah, that's just a good tip for you. You know, easy to remember, good for your wife or your kids. That way they don't screw it up and fry your solar power station. So that's about all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you stopping by. Check out the links, the discount codes down in the description. If you wouldn't mind, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not. Share the video, comment. I'd really appreciate it. I'll answer any questions that you send me on comments or email. And again, my email is in every video's description. Hey, thank y'all for stopping by. Until the next video, God bless and take care.